Rob the Backyard Gardenerr here. It's been a little while since I've given you an update on my backyard garden, mainly because I've been traveling a lot and the weather has been crazy, hotter than normal at this time of the year, and so it's really just had me set back from being able to do a lot. But it's time to give you guys an update, show you what's going on with all the plants and the peppers and things like that. I've had to battle a ton of pests. You know, when you're only in the garden a couple days a week because you're traveling, it seems like if you miss one bit of aphids, they'll blow up on you. If you don't notice that there's some corn worms, they go crazy. It just seems like I've been fighting. Anyway, let's get to the update. I wanted to show you my corn. It was doing really great, and then about 2 weeks ago I noticed that it had corn worms, and I'll go ahead and show you what the corn worms. Well, I killed all the corn worms, but you know, they drill down into the center of the plants and absolutely decimate your corn. I mean, isn't that pathetic? Look at, and bottom, that wasn't a corn worm, that was just another pest. But anyway, the corn is starting to come back finally, and it looks like we're getting a tassel here, but it just looks pathetic. It's just tough. I wanted to give you a look at the corn just so you had an idea of what I'm going through. Got a white habanero plant here. I've picked a lot of peppers off of this one. It's time to spray for aphids. Let me show you this. So I haven't sprayed this side of the yard because it gets the sun the latest. And last night when I was doing my soap and water spray, the sun was still beating down on this plant. So let me just show you. I sprayed this last week and killed all of them. Look at this. Absolutely crazy. I cannot stop the aphids from coming. Plant's still productive though. It's got a few white habaneros coming in down here, as you can see, but I'll be needing to spray this as soon as possible before the sun comes up. The sun will be on this side of the yard heavily in about 4 hours, so I need to get on top of it. You know, one of the things I really learned my lesson on this year was that it's not that hard to treat aphids. You know, 1/4 teaspoon of just regular dish soap for every 1/4, 1 tablespoon of dish soap for every 1/4 gallon of water creates a pretty effective natural controllant against aphids. You know what, I guess the theory here is that the soap has detergents in it. It dries the sticky protective residue layer off of the aphids, which then makes them dry out and they die. Not that I like killing everything and anything, but if it's going to affect my yield, I've got to do it. Over here we got my Thompson seedless grapevine. This thing continues to keep growing, guys. I'm just letting it grow a little wild here this year. It's not going to produce obviously this year, so really just right now for this year I'm just kind of training the vines, if you will. And I know these strings, these are just temporary strings. When I cut the plants back, which I'll show a video on later, but when I cut them back, I'm gonna redo it with some proper, probably cable or some thin wire. But anyway, for now, Thompson seedless grapevine, I've been training it this year. It's finally taken off this summer, and it's doing pretty good, and I'm pretty happy about it. Underneath my Thompson seedless grapevine, we do have a few more kiwi plants I wanted to show you. You know, it's funny. I'll show you my other kiwi vines that I've grown that were indoors. I'll show you an update on them. They're so much healthier than these. Again, this is a testament to the soil over here. And no matter what I supplement with, whether it's organic fertilizer or chemical fertilizer, whatever, I just think this side of the yard the soil is just not very nutrient rich. No matter what I do, it just struggles. It took a while, but my watermelon plant started to finally take off. You know, it's not going to be productive this year. We get a lot of male flowers, not a lot of female flowers. If I show all the flowers that are currently on it, they're all male flowers. But I did notice we did have a female flower over here. So you can see a male flower has this really long, thin stem. Female flower has the beginning of a watermelon, and I don't know if it's closing and I missed the chance to hand pollinate it, if it was pollinated or if it's just getting ready to open, but it looks like it's already been open. we'll keep an eye on it today. Make sure I hand pollinate it just in case. But it'll be too late to grow probably any harvestable size watermelons. But it'll still be cool if I get one the size of a grapefruit that I can just have as a little fun experiment. Strawberry patch is still going crazy. My eggplant, you know, they set flowers, guys, but they just don't set fruit. I think that, like I said before in other videos, this nutrient or this soil is very nutrient deficient. It's the first year it was basically just bagged potting mix that I've tried to supplement. Not much has happened. I mean, the kiwis have done okay out here on this side that I brought out here. And the apple tree, this baby apple tree that I have, it has done okay. But nothing has been productive over here. Matter of fact, when I pull out this sweet potato plant, which honestly, it should already be pulled out by now. It's gotten so big. But when I check the potatoes that are right there at the base where I planted the original potato, they don't look very big. And I'm thinking that I might as well probably pretty soon here just pull them out. I think this soil just isn't conducive this year to producing anything of any size or any bragging rights. So we'll see. I'll take a look at it here shortly. I'll probably harvest it in the next couple of weeks. I'm not expecting much, but you'll learn as you go. Here's that little blackberry bush that I had started that struggled for most of the year. It's starting to actually come along. It'll be productive next year for sure. So I'm a little excited about that. It's hanging in there, and it'll be a lot stronger and healthier next season. So it's been a little frustrating. I'll show you some more problems I've had. Notice all the leaves missing on my tomato plants over here. We had a serious second infestation of the tomato hornworm. These are the propagated tomatoes that I brought in. I've already pulled a few tomatoes off them, and we're still getting a little bit of production. Not exactly the best production, because when you're being attacked by pests, you really don't have the foliage to support strong growth. I've also had pests attack my peppers for the first time. You know, the tomato hornworms were running out of space to chew on, and they started eating the ends of my tomato plants. I'm sorry, my pepper plants. And so I've had to constantly scour the plants for tomato hornworms as well as aphids. I've had to treat this section. If you remember, this is my Carolina Reaper up here, and up here, and my Bahamian goat pepper plant down here. And they've just started to flower again, which is nice, as you can see. But every time they set flowers or try to set fruit, they are swarmed by aphids. So I'm really hoping, and you can see another worm right here. I knew I saw him. So he's gonna have to go away as well. It's absolutely crazy how many pests that I have on my plants, guys. But what do you do? It's part of gardening. The other crazy thing is my green beans have been absolutely demolished by pests as well, but that's fine. These plants, they've had their better day. Went ahead and picked the very last green bean of the season on these guys. Looks like I've got a couple of red peppers down here too. I can go ahead and harvest here in a minute, which is pretty cool. And the tomatoes have been hanging on. Looks like we've got one tomato that's ripening here, and we've got a few more coming in over there. Just some regular little red cherry tomatoes. And I've got basil still to harvest again, and I've got my cucumbers. This crazy mess is cucumbers, guys. No female flowers yet, from what I remember. It's just all male flowers right now, which is fine. You can see the attack of the aphids on this. This is all dead bodies, by the way. I've already sprayed these down yesterday, but absolutely nuts. Can't wait till I get maybe a couple of flowers that I can turn into cucumbers. A little late in the season, but it's never too late for a cucumber. They go pretty quick. I don't see any flowers here that would indicate, oh, you know what? Looks like we do have one right here. Better hand pollinate that one. It's pretty easy to do. All you gotta do is take a male flower, tear it off, and make sure that you get all the pollen inside of there. That one doesn't look like it's very healthy of a female flower because it's the first one it's set, so probably not gonna get anything out of that. Oh, and as an FYI, it's not a big deal, but I got a couple of rows here. I got some broccoli planted. I had some old seeds, needed to get rid of them, and some radish. So we'll see how these do over the next couple weeks. Wanted to give you a quick update on my beets. Looks like we're just about ready to pull some out here. These ones are a little bit, these ones are a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna give them a little more time, but we do have some beets. So probably in the next couple weeks, I'll pull these guys out as well. And then we have some random, I say random, they're just gonna be red and yellow bell peppers when they finally come up, if they ever do. But we are finally getting some flowers on my Banda Majak pepper. I mean, look at this pepper plant, guys. Let me back up here a second. Look at the size of that pepper plant. It's taken forever to get some flowers, but as you can see, it's finally putting on flowers. Lots of flowers. So I knew it would be. And on my caramel boot, same thing, getting lots of flowers. And we even have, if I can get a good look down here, we even have a couple of baby caramel boots coming in on this one down there. So not a bad thing. Speaking of peppers, guys, lots of peppers on this New Mexico Big Jim. Look at all these peppers. We have got tons. You start at the top, lots of new peppers coming in everywhere. Lots of new peppers. They're all over this thing. And when I start looking around, there's just layers and layers and layers of peppers. Ripe ones, ripening ones. Pretty awesome. And even if I look way back down here, let me see if I can get a shot of this for you. We've even got peppers in the background. So I'll be doing a harvest on those. And we're finally getting some flowers on my white devil's tails here. I can't get over the size of these peppers, guys. These are 5 and 6 and 7 foot tall peppers. You can see here on my Caribbean blend peppers, we're getting tons of pods now too. And I knew this would happen. The pods are coming in because of the amount of flowers and the heat's calming down, so the flower sets are holding now. Anyway, I don't want to go through all of it, but the next video, I'm sure I'll have tons of peppers to harvest. Tons of peppers. Anyway, guys, that's my quick update. I have a couple more videos I plan on doing today. I wanted to give an update on my pear series. We've had some pretty good growth on the pears that I started from seeds. I need to update my kiwi vines that I've been growing, and I also want to give you an update on my avocado plant. So gonna be kind of a busy weekend. If not today, this weekend I should have another 3 videos after this, just keeping everyone updated before the next couple of weeks hits. Anyway, thanks for watching as always. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.